Welcome to Overanalyzing Everything. I am Jessica.
And I'm Bailey, and today we're going to be talking about one of the greatest musicals of all time, Hamilton.
I think actually maybe, can I say the greatest musical of all time? Would you fight me on that?
You may. It's not my favorite musical at the moment because I'm still like, Hadestown's still my favorite, but Hamilton is probably the greatest musical of all time.
Yes, it's so good. And
it's so incredible. The more you look at it, the more amazing it is.
And whether you've seen it or not, hang out with us today because we'll have some we're going to deep dive a little bit, but we'll also have some tips for viewing and things to notice while you're watching the show. Before we start, Bailey, what are you drinking today?
I'm drinking coffee because I'm tired.
And mine's still too hot for me to drink, but I've got English breakfast, and I'm representing the king a little bit here. I think, wasn't it his birthday or something the other day? Something happened. I saw a lot of people posting.
I don't know.
Funny posts about it. Okay. Anyway, moving on. I did not watch Hamilton. I didn't know it when it first entered the scene because I had small kids, and I didn't know if there was a lot of bad language or anything else.
I was the small kid. So
yeah, Bailey was a small kid, and as well as other ones. But I didn't really know, and I don't, especially when I have small kids around, I don't listen to music that I haven't heard before because I don't want to accidentally expose them to something that I'm unaware of what it's that I don't know. So I was avoiding Hamilton for a long time, and then it came out, and I'm so grateful for that. There are some bad words, and also it depends on there are some words that I would consider not that bad, still PG-13y, and then there's a little bit. Our 12 and up, and I would say even starting at 10 has seen it. Has Duncan seen the whole show yet?
Duncan has seen half of the show.
Yeah, so Duncan is 8, and we've stopped the show for him midway because it gets a little bit more explicit in a way that he's not, in a way that he'll be probably watching in the next year or two, but we were just waiting because he's a little young. But they have heard all of the music at this point. And I think you can listen to the clean version too.
I don't think
right?
Duncan's heard Say No to This, but yeah.
Yeah, maybe he hasn't. But can you listen to a clean version with Hamilton?
Yeah, you can go on YouTube and normally you can find a playlist where they just cut out.
Yeah, we're big fans of the clean playlists in our house of small children. But anyway, I'm so glad that I was able to watch it. That was my point. My biggest piece of advice to somebody who has never seen it before and is going to watch it, can turn on the captions. And it just, there's so much going on, and it's happening rather quickly, and the lyrics are beautiful and incredible and amazing. And if you just aren't used to the show and you don't know the music, listening to it with captions, I think helps you follow it so much better. And
I just use captions for everything.
Yeah.
I like reading while I'm watching shows.
We are a captions family, so there is that bias, but I do recommend this particular show watching with captions because it's happening, so much is happening so fast. And I just think it makes it more enjoyable.
Yeah.
And it's neat that you have that option when you're watching it on a screen as opposed to stage. But I also think stage, I think Hamilton, I've said this before, but I'm so grateful to be alive in this time period because I feel it's this is Shakespeare, the people who got to experience Shakespeare when it was first being performed.
Look around,
right, exactly. But I value that we get to see this production, and right now, while it's been made by we haven't seen the original cast aside from
we've seen a whole bunch of casts though. We've seen I think 2 different
touring
touring
we
casts.
get to see it while it's happening, while it's fresh, and it's just an incredible piece of art. I think
isn't Leslie Odom Jr. currently on Broadway right now?
You would know better than I would.
He either is or was last month.
And I think they're having some sort of 10-year anniversary or some sort of anniversary too, because they're going to be performing at the Tonys. There was some announcement about them performing at the Tonys. The original cast, I think, performing at the Tonys.
That's awesome.
And when I saw that, I was like, they really don't need any reason. We'll all just accept that if they want to be at the Tonys, just any year, show up. We're fine. Everybody's fine with it. Go ahead, Hamilton. Come perform again.
Hamilton is incredible. I think I used to have the whole show memorized in like 2021.
Yeah, that was your COVID project.
That was all I listened to, literally every day. I just listened to Hamilton.
And it's actually won a world record, right? For Guns and Ships.
Oh, yeah. I think it's the fastest rap in a Broadway song. It's not the fastest song because that's Not Getting Married Today from Company, but it's the fastest rap.
Well, and I think he says the most amount of words in like 7 seconds or something.
Oh, maybe.
On a Broadway stage. Okay, I have some like did you catch that moments? Like some of my favorite little things.
Are you going to bring up the bullet?
Yes, that's on here.
We need to talk.
Why don't you talk about the bullet?
Okay, so the bullet in Hamilton is something that you kind of have to notice. Like someone has to tell you about it in order for you to really like see that it's there. But there is one character in the ensemble who will follow people around and will like interact with them in some way if they're going to like die in the next scene. Her character kind of represents death, and it's normally like they'll like tap them on the shoulder or like whisper something in their ear, and then the next scene they'll just die.
Right. And I think if they get touched by the bullet too, don't they? It's like definitely they're going to die.
Yeah.
And the bullet's always on stage for the death scene. And we say the bullet because often this character is representing the bullet, like a bullet that gets shot, but also they represent death, like when a death happens.
And I think it's so cool to have an ensemble member like be such an important part of the show.
So there's foreshadowing with this bullet character on the stage, but then there's like so much foreshadowing in the lyrics as well.
Yeah.
So right in the beginning, we hear I imagine death so much it feels more like a memory.
And that line is repeated several times throughout the show. It's not just at the beginning and the end. It's kind of an ongoing phrase. Like it's a phrase that gets brought up several times. And that's one thing I love about the show is there are certain lyrics and phrases that are constantly being brought back into the like woven into all the songs.
Yeah. Or like Lawrence's line, I'll see you on the other side to Hamilton.
Oh, he says that like 3 times and wow.
So I've written some out. So we've got Angelica's Rewind. The Satisfied literally rewinds the staging of Helpless, timed down to each dancer. So
oh yeah, exactly. All the lyrics that are being said during that like rewind, they're all lyrics from Helpless and Satisfied.
And then with Philip, the poet, we always joke.
There was one time we saw Hamilton and our Philip like had a beard. And he was playing a 9-year-old and he had like a full on beard.
Yeah, I think it's the funniest part of the show. You can do it really well. Do you want to give us a little performance?
My name is Philip. I am a poet. Wrote this song just to show it. And I just turned 9. You can write rhymes, but you can't write mine.
When he goes, oh, don't talk.
Can't I sing? Thank you.
Anyway, that part cracks me up.
Yeah.
But
I can't do it very well if I'm just sitting down and wow, I keep leaning away from the microphone. I'm really bad at this.
Okay, so the same 7 notes from Blow Us All Away appear again in It's Quiet Uptown after his death.
Yeah. Spoilers. It's so sad.
Did I get it? I brought things a little too sad. We just have to have a moment.
Yeah, moment of sad. Wait. Let me bring something up.
Okay.
About Eliza.
Yes.
This is so cool. When you see the show on stage, it kind of cuts it out in the Disney Plus version, but she's always there. Eliza.
Yeah.
She's in the background of every single scene, and it's because it's foreshadowing that she's going to tell his story in the future, and she's always there. Like, I remember hearing that and being like, that's probably not true. And then I saw it on stage. She's always there. She's like in the like top thing, like always, like it always looks like she's like studying everything that's going on.
And that was one of my favorite revelations about Hamilton, was that it's called Hamilton and not Alexander Hamilton.
Yeah.
And that's to leave it open to being for Eliza Hamilton and Alexander Hamilton. And I think there's some debate over that, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's been verified or not, but I like to believe it wholeheartedly that it was named that way because this is Eliza's story. Like, she's telling the story. She's the person who tells his story, when all the other, they say at the end, every other founding father's story gets to be told. And every other founding father got to grow old. And I'm sorry, I'm just thinking of the musical. It's
so good.
But it's so good, and she is the one who lived. So he was this brilliant man who did all of these things, and that's what is the heart of the show, is like talking about. I guess not, maybe I don't know if that's the heart of the show, but he created so much and always felt like he was going to run out of time with how he made things. And
time is a constant element of the show.
Time is a huge element.
Yeah.
And then he ends up dying young. And Eliza lived longer than most people in her, like, she lived, how old was she when she died?
I think she's like 83 or something.
I thought she was like close to 100 years old.
She might have been
really old. But
I could be wrong.
Yeah, and then she ended up doing so many things, and doing a lot of things in his honor, and doing things for the people that he worked alongside, and like his friends. And then there's also in Burn. So if we talk about like her telling his story, she sings. There's a lyric about how she takes herself out of the narrative, and she burns all of her letters, and she says, what's the future historians?
Let future historians wonder how Eliza reacted when you broke her heart.
Right. And I've heard people talk about how that is perhaps reflects Lin-Manuel Miranda's own experience when he was writing it, the frustration of like not having her letters, because we don't know exactly like what went on with her during that time period, because she took herself out of the narrative.
Ooh, another moment I want to bring up is at the very, very end of the show. This part is so cool. I don't know. It doesn't always have the same meaning. It doesn't have the same meaning when you see it with different actors. But at the very, very end of the show, Lin-Manuel Miranda comes out as Lin-Manuel Miranda and shows her the audience and shows her that her story that she worked her entire life to tell about her husband was told. And I just think that's such a beautiful moment. Yeah. The ending, I've heard that the actor playing Eliza can change it, right? They have a choice of like kind of their response. And if you're new to it and you're watching the Disney Plus one, she, as Bailey just said, like she's shown the audience, so the house lights come up and she gasps, and it's can be a little confusing, but when you realize like what's going on, it's really neat. Yeah,
it's so special.
The whole show is so good.
Oh my goodness, what was it?
What's your favorite song from the show?
I will not decide that. Like, to me, the whole show is like one ongoing song, and I just love that song.
Yeah.
Actually, I do love what's the very last song?
Who Lives, Who Dies, Who Tells Your Story.
So that one, I can't say that it's my favorite, but it is the one where like one time I was sitting in the car while the kids got dropped off to do like they had to do like their allergy shots, and they came back in the car, and I was just like sitting in the car by myself sobbing.
I remember that.
Hysterical. And I've watched this show for like years at this point. Like, it wasn't new. And I just love it so much. And I was was just like ugly crying because that song, it really touches me. Like I just think that it hits me on a really deep level. But I love the intro, like the Alexander, when he shows up and he's like, my Alexander Hamilton. Like
I like
love
the last song of the first act, Nonstop.
Yeah.
It's so good. Like when all of their different songs overlap at the very end. I don't know. That song is it's so good, and I love the room where it happens just because it's so fun.
It's so good.
Dun, 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 dun.
I just it's all so good. And like Leslie Odom Jr. when he sings, and Theodosia.
Oh wait,
and
wait for it.
Wait for it.
So good. Oh my gosh.
Like it's just all so good, and so much of it applies too. I always see like different songs showing up as TikTok sounds because like so much of it applies to so many different things. And
one crazy. Oh no, sorry.
Yeah, no, go for it.
Going off. So, he sings "Wait for It" throughout the whole show. I think like different variations of it, and then at the very end of the show, when he fires his gun, he screams "Wait" when he realizes that Hamilton was aiming at the sky.
Yeah.
And it was the one moment he didn't wait for it.
Yeah, it was the one time.
It's so crazy.
So good. And it's also very interesting to look into that actual history. For me, I looked into like Theodosia because they don't really talk about.
Oh, his story's so sad.
Right. And she actually got lost at sea. And
he waited for her. He like stood at the docks
and
every day
died
for the rest of his life.
around the same age as Philip. Like I think they were around the same age, and it's just I'm like getting chills just thinking about when it's like they were talking about how their children they were like seeing the new nation, the birth of a new nation, and all of that, and then they both had these lives that were cut short.
I mean, Hamilton did have like 6 kids.
He had so many
he had
children.
Like
more than 6.
He had like 20, and he named them all like Philip and
Alexander and
Eliza, and Angelica.
7.
I think.
Yeah.
I think it was like just all of their names.
Yeah, and Peggy, who I know you love, isn't in the second act because
that's the interesting thing is that she died around the same time as Philip.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a moment when they go like Angelica, Eliza, and then they don't say Peggy.
Yeah.
But that was before she died, so I really wanted Peggy to pop in there.
Yeah, that was hard. When I've heard that, you know how they say that she died around the same time as Philip?
Mm-hmm.
When Eliza runs into Philip at his like hospital deathbed moment, she's already in black because she was in her mourning clothes from Peggy.
Yeah.
But yeah, technically the history is a little off. I think that's what's interesting about the show as well, for me at least. Same thing with Greatest Showman. Like I felt like I was really inspired to
research it.
And maybe that's because I'm a big nerd and like I like to
I mean, I did a ton of research on it. I think I took a lot of like online classes at the time based on different people in Hamilton.
Yeah, so it's not entirely historically accurate, and he definitely made some changes
like
to it.
Aaron Burr he was Thomas Jefferson's vice president. Even after he killed Hamilton, he was still vice president.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
You didn't know that?
Maybe. I don't know. I've forgotten. But yeah, they're just things that I appreciate that it motivated me to look into the history. Like I looked into the Reynolds pamphlet and I was so intrigued about like that affair. And then also Aaron Burr's, like his relationship that he had. I don't know. There were just a bunch of things that I thought were really interesting. And like what you were talking about, like with the other children that Hamilton had and I know there's some discussion about.
I think he had like 3 kids named Philip. It was crazy.
But Angelica, when she talks about the comma after
dearest,
my dearest Angelica, wasn't it the other way around?
Wait.
Okay.
I have something to say.
Yeah,
sorry.
That's
So,
fine.
this is a theater nerd reference.
This is the place for theater nerd references.
I'm gonna say a word that Nope. All the theater people are gonna be mad at me for, but Hamilton, right in like the beginning of Act 2, says the word Macbeth.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like, which us theater people know is a no word in a theater because it's bad luck. The song right after that song is Say No to This. And that's when everything starts falling apart.
That's really interesting. I know he says that, and it's weird to hear it in a theater, but I didn't realize that was like a moment. That's really interesting.
Yeah, I didn't either, but after listening to it a ton, I was like, wait, that is right before his life starts falling apart. That's crazy.
I know you've listened to a lot of the things that didn't end up being in the actual production, right? Like there were tapes.
Oh, yes.
It used to be called the Hamilton mixtape, right?
No. I'm thinking about something else.
Oh, yeah. You're thinking about the demos.
Those are the best things I've ever heard. If you haven't listened to the Hamilton demos, please do, because it's amazing. The ones I have to recommend the most are Satisfied. And
it's all like Lin-Manuel
The Story
Miranda
of Tonight.
Before the songs were finalized, like by himself playing
and it's like
most
slightly
of
off
the
key too.
off
It's amazing.
And like it's very creepy sounding, and they're amazing. And it shows the progression into something.
And it like really, it always gives me hope for myself.
Yes.
as someone who aspires to be a songwriter. That turned into Hamilton.
Right, exactly.
Because like it's amazing. Please listen to this.
Yeah, listen to the demo tapes. But I was actually thinking so it was originally called the Hamilton mixtapes, right?
No, the Hamilton mixtapes or something else.
No, it was the original title of the show. Like
yes.
And
I think
there were songs that were cut from the production itself. And one element that I always think is like really interesting, and I know there was more of it in the original, but is that when Jefferson shows up, and I think, like, tell me if I'm wrong, correct me please, but he shows up and he says like, Sally, write a letter to the president. Is that the line? Yeah, so he's talking there to the woman that he enslaved and impregnated and had an affair with. And it's neat that they, I think, included her in the show. And I know there was more reference, but I
don't think there was. I think
there was in the original. Like there were original like mixtape.
Yeah, there was the Cabinet Battle 3, which was about slavery.
Yeah, I think Cabinet Battle 3 included her more.
It might have. I haven't listened to Cabinet Battle 3 very much.
Yeah, but it's kind of like a blink and you'll miss it moment because he just says the name really quick. And I just think that that's good that they included her. And I appreciate like knowing that's why that was there.
There's another song. It was an Angelica song. It was really good, I think. I can't remember it, but I remember liking it, I think.
All right. Okay, I'm going to quiz you.
Oh,
are you ready?
Are
you ready for a quiz? Are you ready for a quiz? No, what? What were you asking me?
You know the song First Burn?
Yes.
That was, I think, what Burn was supposed to be originally, and they recorded it with a whole bunch of different Elizas.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I vaguely remember that. Okay. Lynn wrote My Shot over a year and rewrote it dozens of times. This isn't a quiz.
This is trivia.
This is trivia.
Yeah.
Why is this written down as a quiz?
I thought it was more than a year.
Oh, here's one thing I want to talk to you about. When last year, I think it was the Emmys, like everybody was nominated against each other for the Emmys.
Yeah.
And that, like, I could not handle that. So it's Jonathan Groff, Lin-Manuel Miranda, and who else was nominated?
I don't know what you're talking
Aaron Burr.
about.
You don't know about this?
No.
So they were nominated, and it was like who wins Best Actor in a musical / comedy, I think was the category. They were all like nominated against each other.
Who won?
And I can't remember. So I guess I could have come more prepared for this.
Yeah.
moment. But all I wanted to say was like that like broke me because how do you vote for which one? Like Jonathan Groff shows up and does like what is it, 10 minutes on stage or something, and everything about it is beautiful and perfect. However, like, it's so short. Like, I feel like you have to remove him, but then when you listen to each moment, like, it's
Wait, the best moment with King George III was during, I think it was around like the Reynolds pamphlet or something. He sang his song, then he moved to the side and sat on a stool and danced to the next
just dancing
song.
and enjoying the Reynolds pamphlet explosion.
And then he walks back on stage and like gathers up the papers and throws them, and he's like, yay.
He's just enjoying it. But like, I don't think he should have won, but at the same time, like, it breaks my heart to like take anything from him because he was like so perfect, you know what I mean? And then I think it was up against Leslie Odom Jr. probably.
Gosh,
but then
he's so good.
why am I forgetting the Jefferson? David Diggs?
David Diggs.
I don't know. I feel like one of them wasn't nominated or was nominated in supporting or something, but they were like all up against each other. Like, who would you vote for if you had to vote against Lin-Manuel Miranda, David Diggs, Leslie Odom Jr., and Jonathan Groff? Like, who would you choose as best?
No,
I know.
Wait,
you
for
have to.
what?
I'm forcing you.
For
best actor in that musical.
actor?
In a show, and there's like one other person from some other random show that they were up against. Doesn't
Leslie
it break
Odom
you?
Jr.? Maybe?
Leslie Odom Jr.
Yeah, I think.
And then you think David Diggs, and then you
no,
think
I think
Lin-Manuel
I'm
Miranda.
thinking for like more
all
like
of it, the
dramatic acting. You said acting, so
Okay. You're fixating on acting. I just mean it's like the category.
Mom,
I know.
stop it.
I know. Isn't it painful?
Yeah.
Because again, just like all the songs are Hamilton, all the actors were perfection.
Yeah, and we've seen the show live. Did it feel different to you seeing it live?
So that is such a good question. I was worried because we know the cast recording so well that I was like, oh man, the actors on the touring, they're not going to like live up to my brain expectations for like how this song is supposed to sound or whatever. And I have to say the touring cast, both times we saw it, just fantastic. You have to see touring if that's like your option. I haven't seen it on Broadway or West End. I would obviously like jump on that opportunity if we had it, but we do the touring shows and they're just incredible.
The Hercules
so
Mulligan is always fantastic every single time.
He's a lot of fun.
We've seen multiple shows and always the Hercules Mulligan
he shows up.
Always shows up.
Yeah.
The first time we saw it, our Peggy/Mariah Reynolds was incredible.
Yeah.
She was so good. Oh my gosh, the one we saw most recently, our Eliza, had just the most angelic singing voice. It was incredible.
So, absolutely. If you have the chance to see the touring show, I highly recommend it. Even though the cast they're rotating, like I believe in it wholeheartedly. Like I would see that show if it was here.
And it's gonna be different
right now.
but it's gonna be good different.
Yeah.
There are some elements of it that kind of have remained the same throughout every show.
There was one moment I noticed more, and I think it was, or I paid more attention to or something, and it was when the guy who makes, you'll know this character's name, I don't, the guy who makes the announcements for King George.
Samuel Seabury?
Yeah, see? So it's when Hamilton's like kind of heckling him.
Yes, Samuel Seabury.
I feel like that heckling moment I just took in a lot.
I
more
love
with
that
the stage
part.
version.
I love that part so much.
It like resonated with me more, and I don't know why, but whenever I watched it, it didn't.
I forgot about that song just completely until just now, and now I want to rewatch that part.
I want to rewatch the whole show.
I want to rewatch the whole show, yeah.
So good. You know what I think is interesting is people who watch it, like the West End version. Like, I wonder
if it's different.
Yeah, and I've had people ask, like, if they don't know the history at all, like, because they live in a different country, like, would they still like it? And I think
would they like it maybe more or less? Like, it just depends.
And I think, like, there are actually a lot of people living in the United States of America that don't know much of this history.
Yeah. I didn't.
Yeah.
I knew about, like,
the general things.
The general
right?
things, but I didn't know anything about Alexander Hamilton. I feel like I just, like, heard his name from being on the $10 bill, and that was it.
Yeah. And like, as they say, like, he's like a paragraph in your history book, or they're like, oh, this thing happened with Aaron Burr. And
No, dude, I didn't even know that part.
yeah, you might not because you were
Like,
younger.
I didn't know. I just knew, like, Declaration of Independence happened and stuff. But I was like 12, so
Yeah,
I
you were
wouldn't
little.
have known.
Well, and also, if you're my generation, you might know it from the Got Milk commercial.
I didn't know that.
Who is Aaron Burr? Right? Who killed Alexander Hamilton, and he's got the like peanut butter in his mouth. Classic. But yeah, I think that anybody would enjoy it. The language, like, there is maybe somebody has English as a second language might be a little bit. It's hard for somebody
Definitely use
hearing
subtitles.
the show for the first time with English as a first language, I think, to follow the show for a first time. So that would be the one issue I could maybe see, but it's still worth seeing and listening to because it's beautiful. And I think also once you see it and like it, like, you're going to want to listen to it over and over and over again, and you'll catch things on every listen and appreciate it more and more on every listen. I think how many times do you think we've listened to the music? Like, it's played on repeat almost for like 7 years straight.
I think specifically there were 2 years in my life, or 3, where that was the only thing that I would listen to, and I listened to it 24/7. I listened to it to go to sleep.
Yeah, and I think our car is trained that it's like the songs that we like, so every other song is going to be a Hamilton song, like, because of our playlist or whatever.
So it's that.
And it
like,
doesn't get old.
A million? I
yeah,
don't know.
A million times probably.
A million times.
In my opinion, you just want to listen to it
even though it's 3 hours long.
Yeah.
A million.
So I do have a little outro that I've prepared that Bailey was like, don't you dare say that, Mom. That's so ridiculous. But we're going to say...
no, don't do it. Don't do it, Mom.
History has its eyes on you. And so does our podcast.
That sounds so creepy.
So creepy and weird. Why? But I had to say it. I had to say it for you because you were like, do not say that. But thank you so much for watching.
But that's not for me. That's the opposite of for me. I said don't say that.
Okay, so just cut all of that. But thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.
Bye.